Hello and welcome to a tour of the Wisdom Tooth. My name is Geezer, and without further ado, let's get to the tour. What appears to be a very ordinary 2x1 actually holds some very useful secrets, as usual. So coming down to the main entrance, we have an airlock with furnaces, and really nothing overly exciting yet. Coming inside to the main area, we've got another garage door. So it would appear that we have 4 doors, including a garage door to the TC and perhaps main loot. But in fact, when we open up this garage door, or blow through it if you're the raiders, we just find a loot room. So we've got a shelf in here, and as you can see, I've set it up with a workbench and many boxes. You could probably optimize this a little bit more. So the question remains, where is the TC? What secrets does this base hold? So in fact, what this base is a pixel gap bunker that's a little bit different from the other ones. So you can loot through the floor here to access one box, and this will be a transfer box. So if you need to get materials and upkeep and prime loot for when you log off into your underneath bunker, your underground bunker, whatever you want to call it, pass it through into this box, and then you can spawn down here below inside the bunker. So these end honeycombs actually hold your spawn point, as well as the TC and an auxiliary furnace. And as you can see, we've just got a little crawl space here and an array of boxes, large and small. You'll be able to see your upkeep right there and load basically everything into here. You may want to upgrade some more of this into metal on the inside, especially the floor pieces here, for example. I did put a layer of honeycomb on the top that is just empty here to really make it appear that this is fairly standard 2x1 honeycomb. Of course, the pixel gap will be evident, people. You could use the 4 triangle pixel gap to make it a little more circumspect, a little sneakier. I used the wider gap just to make it easier to loot through. But you could also use this space as an additional loot room, just put triangles on the top or something like that, or skip it altogether. As well as this entrance piece, you could skip that as well, and really just make it, a standard 2x1 honeycomb 2x1 with or without the top pancake layer. You're going to want to put some kind of regular style honeycomb on the back, even though it's technically not fully honeycombed, because they could blow through here on the end piece to PC. So there are some weak points to this base, and of course you could metal the entire thing, which would give you some additional security, but may also draw some additional attention. That being said, the raider is, in the vast majority of cases, going to blow through the doors, occasionally through the top pancake layer, in my experience, but usually looking at this, they will think that there is probably just one extra door, and they would probably guess that they'd have to go through 4 doors to get to main loot, which may be their best scenario versus, say, 20 satchels, 16 versus 20 satchels. 16 to go through 4 doors if they think they're all just regular metal doors, versus 10 and 10 minimum they might think to get into the what they would think is the TC and main loot room. If you do upgrade this to metal, you're probably ensuring that most raiders will go through the doors, and then they will probably accept this loot if these floors are metal and leave the raid. And you'll still have TC and your prime loot at the bottom, and in any event, hopefully it will confuse them. As you can see with the colorful box down here, and the wider pixel gap, it is quite obvious, unless you put a rug on top or something like that. These days, people may be prepared for that. But they still, with these boxes locked, with this one loot box locked, they will not be able to loot it, and they won't be able to get to your TC without blowing through more walls and really getting into a much more expensive raid than they had anticipated, which in a way is a win anyways. So it'll give you a much larger chance to secure some loot and prevent a raid, and hopefully this base will survive much better than a standard 2x1. In any event, if you'd like me to do a full build video for this design, feel free to leave a comment and request it. Otherwise, feel free to subscribe if you like what I'm doing. This is a new channel and I don't have many subscribers, so I would really appreciate the support. And thanks for watching.